I'm delighted today to be joined by the General Manager for UK and Ireland of Siegenia, which is Ryan Thompson. Ryan, welcome.
Hey, Peter, thanks very much for having me today. Thank you.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. It's been a long time coming, I think you'll agree, but delighted you're on now.
Yeah, no, I'm delighted to get here as well today. It's been a challenging year, and it's been even harder to find space to fit things like this in, but challenging for a good reason.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, which we'll get into, and we're here now, which is the main thing. So,
yeah.
with that in mind, introduce yourself. What are you all about?
Myself or the company?
Yourself.
Myself. I'm 32 years old. I've been, I suppose, head of the subsidiary for the UK and Ireland for Siegenia for sort of 18 months now. Before that, I was our national sales manager. I suppose the big thing with being so young in the industry is I've got sort of a through of where the industry's potentially going, and I kind of want to bring Siegenia in line for the next 10 to 15 years, bring us up to speed on how I see the market going, but also how the market is dictating us to go. So I don't have the 30 years behind me of this is what we used to do. It's now a case of trying to bring us forward into the 2020s and make us sort of the pinnacle of our product range throughout the whole market.
Fantastic. So with that in mind, product range throughout the whole market, give us a bit of a background into the organization in general and what they do.
So Siegenia, we specialize in German-built hardware for the window and door industry. I suppose what we're best known for is tilt and turn. It would be our largest selling product in the UK. We acquired a company called IB that a lot of people who would deal with yourselves would know. And what that allowed us to do was build a product that had multiple USPs from both Siegenia and IB. It's give us a product that is head and shoulders above our competitors. And that's not only my opinion, it's the opinion of the highest percentage of tilt and turn sales in the market. So a lot of fabricators have a lot of faith in us. Our product has, I suppose, USPs that would get you out of jail in awkward situations that sometimes can happen in the fenestration industry. And the certification and the testing that we have to back up our product is probably why we're so respected in the market and why we do so well in with fabricators. I suppose, as you've seen firsthand with us going down the BBA route, we want the highest level of accreditation constantly, whether it be environmental, whether it be security, whether it be air and water. We always max out on what we do, and that goes right across our board.
Fantastic. Which leads me very nicely onto the products we're going to talk about today. We're talking about BBA Agrément Certification, achieving that, what it means and why we do it. We'll get onto that a little bit later. But can you just explain to everyone listening what the product we are going to talk about today is all about?
Yeah, so a product we're going to talk about today is tilt and turn. It's our staple. So in the UK, mostly in England, we would see it in Part L, and it would be in building regulations. It would be fire escape windows and things like that there. But as we move up towards Scotland, Northern Ireland, Ireland, we would see it used quite regularly in all forms of windows. It's used quite a lot in social housing and things like that there, where councils need to have that there, I suppose, escape option built in for insurance purposes and just to look after themselves, and also, you know, to protect the tenants that they're putting into those properties as well.
Yeah.
It's a window that can be the largest. It's probably the largest window you can make in the UK that isn't a door. When you go tilt and turn, we can go up to 3,000 high in our rebate and 1,650 wide in our rebate, so you can achieve fantastic U values with double and triple glazing, thanks to the size you can go to in our product. So again, when we're sort of talking about ventilation, so part F and then part L with the windows, you're covering a lot of aspects with tilt and turn. So yeah, it's a very good product for the UK in general.
Okay. Excellent. And I'm guessing the industry has had tilt and turn windows previously. Why is this product specifically so important that it's released and it's available for the industry?
So yeah, the industry, there's a multitude of tilt and turn products out there. I suppose the one thing our product has is the uniqueness of our USPs, and the amount of our USPs that we have. We do quite a lot of installation tests with fabricators who are using competitor products, and we would do comparisons of time saving on the bench. So what we find is the Siegenia product on the bench saves X amount of time over customers or over competitors. Therefore, it allows the industry to move that a little bit quicker. It allows the fabricator to make more windows. It allows them to switch that manpower over into other products. So it's quite good in that sense. But what it also does as well is it has the largest amount of weight carrying capacity in the industry and also adjustment. So it gives the fabricator that little bit more of an option in terms of width and height, but also that little bit more freedom in terms of, if we think PVC, for instance, if PVC is stored outside and then brought into a cold factory, if it's warm, or vice versa, winter, welding can be a little troublesome. What our product does is, with the amount of adjustment that we have, it allows that weld to be the variation in the weld. We can get away with that there between sash and frame because we do have 2.5 mil of adjustment on our cams. The company designed a cam, we call it the Comfort Cam, and it's a self-adjusting cam. It's the only self-adjusting cam on the market that retains its position as well. So what it does for fabricators is alleviates a lot of headaches. We like to say it's a fit and forget product. Once it's fitted on site, installers and maintenance guys don't tend to have to come back to this product if it's fitted to ISO 9001 standards that we expect. So yeah, it's very, very good for what it does to our fabricator base.
So you can tell that isn't the first time you've said that.
Yeah.
Very eloquently put. Well done.
Yeah, the joys of being national sales before is when you have a product like this, it's so easy to highlight the benefits of it. It sells itself when you do the technical fit up.
Sure.
And it is a dream to be able to push this product, as exciting as window hardware can get at times. When you have a product like this here that fixes so many issues for fabricators, it comes with certification. It comes with, you can just drop into your management folder. In terms of schools, health and social care, everyone who wants the maximum amount of certifications, because we all know how difficult it can be working in those sectors, just to be able to drop BBA and pass 24, SBD or weather testing, everything that goes along with it. Then to drop the German RC2 and RC3 testing in on top of that, it really is an easy sell. Yeah.
So with all that in mind, you've gone through the agreement certification process. Why is that an important part? What led to that requirement?
I suppose by having a BBA certification in the UK, it not only allows us to eliminate additional costs for fabricators who are trying to move into that sector of social, schooling, anything government-led. It takes the burden away from them to have to retest. Also in the renovation market, it takes the burden away, because if you're taking out BBA approved products and putting in or having to retest your product range to BBA, we're able to cascade that down because of the stringent tests that you put us through. So long as we upskill our fabricators, we can do that. So the certificate also allowed us to move into the new build sector, NHBC in particular sites, and use our tilt and turn. As part of the trade organization's requirement for that window. They required all windows to BBA certified or equivalent. The fact that we are BBA certified and our fabricators don't have to go down the equivalent route and then get testing or documentation to back up what that product does. What you put us through to get this test was so stringent and so strict that anyone who now cascades off us with that there, it's just a pathway straight to a multitude of different products, and it just opens up complete different markets for everyone, fabricators and ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that in mind then, have you got any examples of where this product's being used? Any positive case studies?
Yeah, so we have two large projects going on at the minute, which is student accommodation that we are in tender for, and it specifically requires BBA approval, and that's with an aluminium fabricator in Northern Ireland, or a fabricator and extruder in Northern Ireland. They farm out the product to smaller aluminium fabricators, and at the minute we're looking at quite possibly the largest single builds that we've ever had in student accommodation just off the back of this here, and that's across 2 sites in 2 different cities. Can't drop the sites at the minute because we're in tender, but it's brought us into a realm that we had to battle in before. It's taken the battle out of it because we are the only accredited tilt and turn provider with BBA, which has really put us to the forefront of these 2 projects. What it's also done in terms of being able to put this accreditation down in front of someone, it mightn't be the make or break for that building site in particular, but what it does is it puts confidence in the builder that the products that's going in is of the highest quality. So even though the site mightn't require BBA, after Brexit in particular, UK accreditation is head and shoulders above anything else that's been out in the market before. So this again puts us just to the top of the tree. So we haven't necessarily needed it for every project we've done, bar those 2 large ones. But what it has done is propel us to the front of the queue for every other project.
Okay, cool. So taking it a step further, just focusing on the BBA, what was your experience like working with the BBA?
So it was a long process, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes that can be difficult, but it was very thorough. Everything we've done. Luke Adams, who was looking after us the whole time, walked us through step by step constantly. We never had a period of time where we thought, God, I don't know what we're doing next. When they assessed our Germany plant with the help of our previous technical director, Gary Davies, that there was, so I suppose it was difficult for Siegenia to open their doors, because it's not always nice having your factory certified by an outside company, but BBA stuck to what exactly they'd said in the tin and what they were going to do. They were very thorough in what they'd done. Their testing that we've done with yourselves, like operating forces, static torsion, racking, resistance to repeated opening and closing. Some of the most stringent testing that we've done, like in our product. And it can be a worry when you're going to those levels. But like I said before, the walkthrough, the talk through, everything he's done with us was phenomenal. To come out of the back of that there with BBA, being happy and getting that specification, along with your cycle of 3 years testing, where you choose every year to test a different facet of our product. It's intense, but it's 100% worth it. And it really means that we have to keep on top of our game at all times as a company, which I think is a very good thing, because we can't drop the ball now, because this accreditation means so much to Siegenia as a whole. So it's been a really, really positive experience for us. And in turn, it's helped our revenue stream off the backside of that. So yeah, it's been fantastic.
We get a lot of case studies where it's it's been rigorous, it's been stringent, it's been long, and things like that. But that's part of the course, really. That's why it makes agreement certification what it is. Okay, then, Ryan. Just to wrap up, then I'm keen to know from your perspective and the organisation what it means to actually achieve a BBA Agrément certificate.
Yeah. So, from the organization's perspective, they were unsure of what BBA was when we first brought it to them from the UK. Obviously, they deal globally, so they see a lot of different certifications, and it was one that they hadn't came across before. After going through it, they agree that it's quite possibly the most rigorous testing that they've done, but they've also backed us, and coming from a global company like Siegenia, having the parent company back us to the extent to go through a second testing cycle with yourselves and retain and openly push for that BBA certification. I think it kind of shows how important Siegenia globally views BBA accreditation, because, like I said before, it's made everyone up their game and keep at the very top of their game, because with being assessed every year in different facets of the business, it can be quite daunting. But if you keep on top of things, you can, it's just routine then. For me personally, I think it's been the single biggest accreditation for us outside of the normal ones, simply because it's opened doors that we've never had the opportunity to go into before. And what it also does is close the door on competitors, because nobody wants the equivalent. Nobody wants to have to retest their product against something else. From floor to building getting completed is such a short space of time now, when you finally get the funding to get that building started and completed, that when you have to start looking for outside testing, it just quickly slows everything up. So from our point of view, we've retained and also expanded on everything that we've worked on for the last sort of 5 years with BBA. And yeah, it's been probably the most valuable sales tool that my guys have had, because when we put this down, and this can go into your a fabricator's management folder, or it can go in front of an architect, it's like gold dust to us. It really is. It genuinely has been that successful.
Fantastic. That's a great way to end the conversation, I feel. Ryan, thank you so much for your time. It's been a delight to speak to you today. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Peter, thank you very much, and thanks for everything. The team's been great. This has been great. I really appreciate it. Thank you.